Okay, so I'm getting someone loves how passionate you are. Your passion gives them passion. And it's like just everything is passionate. Everything. It's like, ooh, I like that. Ooh, you like that? Oh, yeah, I like it too. Why you didn't tell me before? Because I wanted to like it before you liked it so I could tell you first. I feel like somebody's just like in love with your passion. Like, it just gives them life. You know, passion is very powerful because when you see passion exude out of somebody's vessel, that is an activated soul. That's somebody that has an activated soul, because when you can notice someone with passion and someone without passion. You can notice the difference in the energy. Someone with passion, they're like a magnet. People just come like honey is there, and the bees, they come like the bees to the honey. Okay. So this person is a bee and they want some of that honey. Yes, they do. They want some of that honey. Let me smell it first before I lick it. I'm talking about the honey. Stop it, guys. Stop it. Okay, so let me see. Somebody just loves your passion because you're alive. It's like, that's proof that somebody is alive. When they're passionate about something, it's like, oh, that one's alive. They're alive. People that have no passion, they walk around like zombies. They walk around like lifeless. They can't find anything beautiful. If they had a unicorn that was sparkling with gold hoofs and a gold horn right in front of their face, they would be like, oh, that's nothing. They can't see anything beautiful because they're like, they live life in the dark for their entire life. Like, they don't know how to get out of the darkness. They also don't know how to use the darkness to their advantage. So as for you, you figured out how to use the darkness. You figured out what the darkness is about. You figured out why it has to be so dark. And what it does, what the darkness does for you. Once you get to the light, you understand the dark. You appreciate the light so much more. If you don't ever go through darkness and don't go through those challenges of learning, you would not appreciate the light. You would not appreciate the little things. The little things are actually bigger than we think. But see, that's the thing. this person knows that you, this nose is itching like crazy today. I don't know what that's about. But this person loves to see your passion because they don't always come by someone who's so passionate. And the passion that you have, they have as well. So you, hold on, you remind them of themselves in a certain way. So they feel like it's meant to be, like made for each other. Made for each other. Oh, I just thought about something. I just thought about Isis and Osiris, right? Osiris, he was murdered by his brother. I believe his name was Seth. And that was always a big problem that he had in his waking life. And his brother murdered him and then spread his pieces all over the place. And Isis, she went to go find him and put him back together. And then had a baby by him. And the baby's name is Horus. Or was Horus. Is Horus. However, wherever. Whenever. And what else did I want to say? There's something specific I wanted to say about Isis and Osiris. Okay. So you see, Isis was in touch with her dark feminine. For her to be bold enough to go collect the pieces of her lover, the love of her life. They were deeply in love with each other. And she was able to find him. She walked miles and far and wide to find pieces of him and put them back together. Needle and thread, mending. Hold on, I'm trying to collect my thoughts because a lot just happened really quick. Ooh, and my ear's ringing. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm trying to think, my ear's ringing. Okay, hold on. Wait, I gotta wait for it to stop. Okay. Spiritual things happening again. Alright. That just made me feel a little tweaky. What was I saying? Darn it. Okay, Osiris, Isis. She had healing powers. Isis is very healing, okay? And she's in touch with her dark feminine. She is the dark feminine. And she's a lover, a healer. She's a representation of fertility as well. And she was able to mend her man. She built him back up. Built him back up. You see, this is one of the roles of a feminine, a divine feminine. This is what we're made to do. You know in the Bible where it says a woman is a man's helpmeet or helpmate. I believe that this is true, you know, because if you look at it in a traditional sense, everything's all twisted and mixed up now anyway and confused. But if you look at it in such a way where if things were as they were meant to be, and I don't want any feminists to get on here and start talking crazy. This is not my point. Just listen, okay? Just listen. Don't be leaving no crazy comments below like, oh, but this is not for particulars. I'm giving a message. If you don't like it, shh, be quiet. Just move along. But anyway, men and women need each other. First of all, that's just what it is. Men and women need each other. Men are so logical that sometimes they just need to release all of those thoughts and just be. And a good woman can allow that, can give a man that space to just be for a second and not have to think so hard, you know, not have to do all that, because that, even though that is their makeup, everybody needs a break sometimes. Everybody needs to be able to rejuvenate themselves to get back to their natural state of being and be able to do it well. Because anytime a person is overwhelmed, no matter what role they play on earth, it could become very overwhelming if they don't have that divine feminine energy to balance them out. So Isis for Osiris is that divine feminine, and women can look at her as a role model when you think about it, because of how she's not afraid of nurturing. She doesn't second guess her ability to be a nurturing soul. She just did it. Of course, it must have been hard for her to walk around and find all her husband's pieces. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. But at the same time, the love overpowered the darkness. And she was bold enough and strong enough to assist him in such a way from a place of love. And everybody gets weak sometime. And that just so happened to be Osiris's weakness. The feud between him and his brother was a weakness that he had. And from how I'm feeling right now, Osiris didn't want that. It was his brother coming for him. He wasn't trying to be doing all that. But many times in many families, there's always some type of feud or rivalry between the siblings, and it's usually the brothers that we see the most when we look at like ancient text. But it's siblings in general many times, but it's the brother thing. I think it's like some masculine energy overload, and the testosterone is popping too hard, and then somebody's just like, no, I want the throne, no, I want it. And then it's not like who's best suited for it. It's just a war to take the title, but it's never thought about like who does it the best. It's like, no, I do it the best. No, it's always like that. But that's besides the point. That's not even what I want to talk about, but it just came out. But I really want to talk about Isis and Osiris, because Isis's role is major in Osiris's life, because he was able to then be the ruler of the underworld. And if you think about it, Isis is also the ruler of the underworld, because she understands the darkness to the point to where she can rule over it. And so does he. That is like the ultimate task for everyone in the world, you know? They're a depiction of the ultimate task of what we go through in life when you think about it. Because we must learn how to navigate the darkness and use it to our advantage and learn from it and stop and not allow yourself to get stuck in the darkness to the point where you just give up on life and you like just take the easy route out and, you know, try to end yourself or not ask for help or just complain. You know, there's so many routes that could be taken that aren't the right route, that many people get lost while in the spiritual tests. Because, well, it could be many reasons. That's a whole nother message. So I don't want to go that deep. It's the passion, though. There's passion. In the darkness is where you find the passion, honestly. Because that's how this message started. This person loves your passion, and they feel like you match their fly, because you fly high, if not higher than they do. And honestly, a feminine should be able to energetically fly higher than a masculine. And I just say that because of the masculine's role. The masculine's role does not allow him to always fly high. Sometimes he got to get low, and when you're low, that means that you have to fight. However, the purpose of getting low is to be high in frequency, if that makes sense to you. If it doesn't, then look at high and low frequencies and what they mean. I don't feel like going deep into that. I don't want it to take me away from what I'm saying. Oh, my nose is itching today. Why is it itching? Stop. You know what else too that I find is beautiful? Osiris and Isis were in love already before they were born. So that means that their souls know each other. Oh, so beautiful. Yay! It makes me say, yay! Ah, I'm so excited. That's what it makes me feel like. I feel like that about that. I think that's so beautiful. You know? I really do believe that how God chooses to allow us to come out of the universe when we're born, the exact time and, you know, season, all of those things matter to who we are. Because when we took our first breath, signifies our code and our true nature and our way of being, our personality, the attributes that we have, so many characteristics that are placed within us simply from when we were born down to the millisecond identify who we are as a soul on earth and what we're meant to do. It's just that sometimes what we're meant to do, we don't always get a chance to experience. Then we have to try again. So I just wanted to mention that story about Isis and Osiris a little bit, because it's very telling about the divine feminine and the divine masculine. If we can find a way to be as dedicated and as loving in relationships as in a relationship as they are. I just want to say are. I don't want to say were. because spirits, they live on. I see them a lot. They come see me, so yeah. Any of my psychic mediums out there, like, what y'all be seeing? I want to know. I want to know. I want to talk about this. I'm not the only one who be seeing things, y'all. They be like, hey, talking to me and stuff. Like, you know, the veil is thin around here. And I want to know what y'all see. This is not scary. It's just some people have the ability. That's all. It's not scary. Well, sometimes it could be a little creepy because I have stories to tell. But at the same time, when you know that you're protected and you know you just have that gift, it becomes what it is. It is what it is. And sometimes people, it gets so real sometimes. I can understand why some people get addicted to like alcohol and stuff because they try to drown it out, but I actually think that would make it worse, so I'm not sure if that's a good idea for those who do that. But I heard someone say that before, because they have the gift to see spirit. They try to, like, I don't know, stop it, but when you have spirits inside of you, which is alcohol, you're gonna make it worse. So you don't need to be doing that. Maybe you should try a different way. Like, I don't know. Not that though. But wait a minute, I'm getting distracted. I'm talking about everything. Okay, let me get back to Osiris and Isis. Osiris and Isis are a depiction of, hi, tiny man. How can I help you, tiny man? Okay, anyway. Isis and Osiris, they are a perfect depiction of who we are, how we are meant to ride out for each other and love one another, support one another. We have to get back to that. The true nature of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. This is something that I think about often because I know how powerful we are, and when the feuds stop, the world changes. So keep that passion alive, because this is what is attractive. This is what is attractive, because when you're passionate about something, it shows that you've been looking. It shows that you're interested, like you have interest. It shows that you have a life. It shows that you actually care about something, you know? And when you care about something, that's a signal to love interests that you can care about them. Like, you have the capacity within you to be that passionate about them as well. And that is a cue for them to know that just might be my person, because the passion that I see, that's real. You can't fake that. You cannot fake passion. You can't hide that. Because when somebody's not feeling something, they can't act like, I mean, they could, but it's not gonna last long. You'll see eventually that the vigor is not there if they're putting on a front like they're so passionate about something. But when one is truly passionate, that cannot be hidden at all. It is out there. It just pops out randomly when it does. It's just there and everybody can see it. So Isis, her passion is to heal. Her passion is to love. Her passion is to grow. Her passion is to mend. I resonate with Isis. I resonate with a lot of these Egyptian gods. I resonate, and I'm sure many of you do as well. And it's like, I feel like Isis and Osiris could be considered like an archetype for people to follow when it comes to the truth, because, you know, anything that is good for us and that is a good model for us to align ourselves with is looked at as demonic. They love to demonize what's good for us and make us run away from it and think that it's horrible, but we should be running towards it, because there is value there if you take the time to look for it and utilize it, and you create value. by understanding what you're seeing to make sense of it for you, which can then help others. Because you may see something that other people don't see, and when you share it, then everybody's like, oh wow, maybe I could find something and tell you. And it's like, yeah, then the collaborations start collabing, the collaborations start to collaborate, and then it's like perfect fate for a better day in the future between you and others that are like life-minded. They're life-minded, okay? Like-minded, life-minded. So this person wants to give to you because of the grace that you give to them. You make them, okay, that's another thing. Divine feminines, we have the ability to allow masculine energies to feel confident in themselves in such a way where they feel like they can go across the street and lift the building up and throw it. That's the energy that we can provide to our masculines, because that's just, well, that's how we do. We can do that. We have the ability. Oh my gosh, my nose. But however, if we continue to think in such a negative way towards masculine energies, which how society is thinking now, it's like a feud between, it's like the men are talking crazy about the women and the women are talking crazy about the men. It's just like this ongoing feud that bubbles over, and people like the toxicity, they love the drama, and they just feed off of that. And then now they're making money off of it. So once people start making money off of it, then it just becomes like prostituting your people, or prostituting the image of your people for money, for gain, for financial gain, which is very sad, but it happens every day. But if you can change that in your own life and begin to see how powerful it is for us to work together as opposed to against each other, you will then realize that to look up to Isis and Osiris is very powerful, a very powerful practice, and it exudes love, a great deal of love, understanding, and the comfort of the role play, having comfort in your role as a divine feminine and as a divine masculine. To have comfort in your role is peace. And this topic that I'm discussing with the feud between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and the lack of passion within people, is one of the reasons why the world is in disarray. It's one of the reasons why there's so much chaos. Because women are becoming overworked, having to be the masculine and feminine energy, even though we have both masculine and feminine energy within us for men and women. It's just that when a woman feels that they have to be more masculine than they want to be to survive and to be able to handle the weight of the world, and then when a masculine feels like he is forced to be more feminine to be accepted by society, things get even more confusing, because the identity is becoming, the true nature and true identity of the divine masculine and that the divine feminine become watered down. And then life becomes watered down because everything is not in its purest form. Everything is confused, and that's exactly what we're going through right now. Everything is confused, everyone is confused, there's chaos because no one is living in their natural state. And that causes confusion, chaos, turmoil, sadness, suffering, death. Let's just get straight to the point. That's what happens. And death happens to be here. But it could also be transformation. So this person, see, I find this beautiful because both of you are in your natural state. And there's many people that are not in their natural state because they cannot even muster up any passion for anything because they're too busy being confused and distracted. However, with this relationship, you guys are not confused and distracted. You know who you are. And you know why you're attracted to each other. You know, some people are just like, oh, I'm attracted because they look good. They got a fatty and they get batty, and he got to make and he be swinging it. No, there's more than that. There's too many people out here trying to pop that. Everybody want to pop that. Everybody want to pop that, but they not fact checking. They not trying to figure out anything more about the person. Everybody just like, no, I like that. Let me pop that. There's more. Come on, y'all. Everybody's tripping. Everybody's tripping. Everybody need to sit down and wait a second and think first. Oh my goodness. It's too much hooky popping. Too much hooky popping. They stopping at the red light, hooky popping. They on the concrete, dropping it low, hooky popping. Everything, everywhere, out, all the time. This is another problem. I'm laughing because it's funny, because of how I'm saying it. But it's true. It's too much hooky popping. Everywhere you turn around, hooky popping, everything out, all the time. This is a part of the problem, because now the masculines have lost respect for the feminines. And that's another reason everything's distorted. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what's happening. I don't even want to get deep into that. But I just want to say that for the two of you of who I'm talking to, this is a beautiful relationship, because the both of you know your power and you use it very well. And you're both very passionate with one another. Yes, Boompy, how can I help you? I'm recording. Oh my. Okay, give me a hug. You love me? You love me? Why? Why you love my nephew? He loves his TT. I love him too. He's the son I never had. Wow. He's a tiny little man. But anyway, he was trying to get me to go to school with him. Baby boy. I can't go sit in those tiny chairs. TT's booty is gonna break it. Chairs is tiny, okay? For tiny buns. Okay? But anyway, I keep getting distracted in this reading. You see, that's the problem right now in the world. The distractions. Even though that's just my nephew, but I'm just saying, like, symbolically, yeah, it's the problem. I was talking to y'all about that pop, and there's too much of it going on, and that's the problem with no solution. There's a solution to everything, though, but the solution is for people to get their mind right and recognize what matters, what truly will bring them happiness. People are confused about what actually brings joy. And one of the main things that brings, or that will bring us great joy, is the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Divine feminine and divine masculine supporting each other. Something else I wanted to say about Isis. Oh, I touched on it a little bit. When a man feels like a man, he performs so much better. Men, they don't really be wanting that much. Well, I could say that for women, but if I say divine masculine and divine feminine, then I can say that you don't really want that much. You just want what matters. And once you realize what matters the most in life, independently, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and then you come together, the union is then very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And I believe that this is the direction in which we are going, into beautiful divine unions of passion. Two people with passion. They love you because you're passionate. Just always remember that your passion is what is attractive. At least one of the things. Okay, your passion. When you are passionate, that is sexy. It makes somebody look at you like, oh, what else you talking about? You talking about something else? Let me listen. I want to listen to you. I want you to talk to me. Come talk to me. Come talk to me. Come and talk to me. I really want to meet you. Can I talk to you? I really want to know you. And then you can get to talking with the right ones, because they're gonna see your passion, and then they might be passionate about what you're passionate about, and then that's just a bunch of passion. That's an explosion of a passion. That's very fashionable. Passion is fashionable. That looks good on you. So be passionate about something. Find out what you're passionate about and love it and do it and be it. And then your divine masculine or divine feminine is going to see it, and they're going to say, I like that. Work that back. Oh, I like that. I like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.